Bars Grips Rings. Was it worth the hype? Was it worth the wait? Is it worth the cost? Hi, I'm Jonathan Pritchett with Theology, Geek Fitness, and we're going to talk about that today. As you know, I received my Bars Grips and Rings after about a year and a half since its Kickstarter launch, and I know they went through a Herculean effort to get it produced, given all the supply chains and manufacturing problems of the past few years. And then, of course, they lost my first shipment. DHL did, not the company, but they were quick to get me out another one and did the unboxing video. I've had time to mess with it, and you know what? I like it. It's a really cool product. Though what's interesting to say off the bat here is that while it's called Bars Grips Rings, most of the money has obviously gone into these retractable recoiling units for the straps. So that's what you're paying for more than the Bars Grips Rings. Though, like I said in the prior video, solid, but you know, this is basically, the bar is a resistance band bar, pretty much, that you just screw together. The grips, good quality grips. Got a nice, rubber texture to the grips. The foot strap built into it. It's nice. I like it. And the rings are good quality. And of course, they all have the attachments that will attach themselves. So changing in and out using the carabiners really quick. I do like it. Now, of course, having multiple options, there's multiple exercise options. They advertise, over 300 exercises. Not that you need to do 300 different exercises. I don't necessarily consider skills exercises either, so I don't know if they're counting all the calisthenic skills that you can do with it into that 300 or not. But either way, I mean, you don't need that many, but you have the option, so that's good. One of the things that I like about the company that they're doing is they're doing what a lot of fitness companies need to be doing, which is packing a whole lot of features into one piece of kit that you get, and then maybe you can expand it, given the nature of the attachments. Just carabiner, you could probably get ball grips and wood grips and all kinds of different things that they could expand and offer accessories. But the main unit offers a lot of functionality within it, with the pull-up bar, the suspension training grips, and the gym rings. So you get a lot into this, flagship product, and I like that. I think other companies need to be thinking of ways to get the most out of whatever it is that they're producing for the home, I guess, office, anywhere type people like me who like to just train wherever we want with our equipment. It's portable. The bag stinks, to be honest with you. It's that, it's just this net bag. This net bag is not that great. And of course, it has the, these are basically tree swing straps, that extend it for you. And you've got a door anchor with 2 different attachment points, which is pretty cool. So that's what it comes with, as I showed in the unboxing video. Now, here are my thoughts on this. Like I said, even though it's called Bars Grips Rings, what you're really paying for is these units. And these units are solid. And there's a video online on their own YouTube channel that shows you what's inside. And it's actually really solid material. I don't worry about this breaking. You think, well, if these break, the whole thing goes. This is just a glorified paperweight at that point. But it feels pretty solid. I mean, don't go chunking it around like a slam ball, but you take care of it, it'll take care of you. It seems like it's solid piece of kit. Even though it's got a lot of moving stuff in there, I don't see it really breaking down on you. So I wouldn't worry about that. It's a good quality construction, good material. So you can feel comfortable with that. Now, I got it at the Kickstarter price, so I paid like $169, and then I think after the campaign was over, I paid like another $12, like a year and some change later for shipping. But it's priced as of right now at like $228, though there's 20% off that. But then they factor in shipping and taxes on top of that. And to be honest with you, is it worth it? It depends on what you have. I think that I got it for a fair price. I think it's a fair price given the inflation and all of that, that if you can get it at 20% off and you don't already have this kind of equipment, yeah, it's a fair price for what you get, because you do get a suspension trainer, a pull-up bar, and a set of gym rings, and then you get the door anchor and some tree swing straps to throw them around tree branches or whatever. But I mean, if you already have a resistance band bar, you can just buy, carabiners and tree swing straps. And essentially, if you weren't hanging it from somewhere level, you can just hook the carabiner around gym ring straps and accomplish the same thing. This doesn't magically do anything that this doesn't, other than retract and, not have excess straps. So if you're the type of person that dealing with the excess strap, I mean, these gym ring straps, they have that little thing right here where you can bunch up your excess strap and, excuse me, twist it around and get it out of your way. I never bother. And to be honest with you, doing this is phenomenologically no different than doing this. And I know some people have complained that these aren't numbered. I haven't found that to matter. If you're hanging it from an uneven, place overhead, from the two different points aren't perfectly level, you got to make the same kind of micro adjustments that you make with regular gym rings anyway. Or if you have two separate suspension trainer straps, you got to make those minor tweaks. Numbers don't really mean anything. So that wasn't a problem. But I didn't find this to be substantially easier than just adjusting gym ring straps, to be honest with you. So if you already have gym ring straps and you buy a resistance band bar and some carabiners, you can just hook a bar to both straps and you're doing the same thing. And if you wanted to buy grips, you can get those for like $16 that have the foot straps off of Amazon.com, and you have grips, and you don't even need tree swing straps, because you just throw your gym ring strap over a tree, and then you just balance them out like you still have to with these anyway. If your two anchor points aren't level because the branch is crooked or whatever. As for me, I have ceiling mounts, and again, if you rent, you can still put ceiling mounts in your apartment or whatever. It's not going to hurt anything. You can get $6 putty from Home Depot and plug the holes, and you can't even tell they were there. Trust me, I had to plug the holes in my ceiling because I didn't get them, straight across from one another, perfectly lined up. I had to, pull one of my ceiling mounts out and, get it closer in alignment with the others straight across, and I'm not even that handy of a person. Just got up there, thumbed that putty in there and scraped it off and got on with my life. Can't even tell that I ever put a hole there. So you'll get your deposit back. Don't worry about it. Or you can ask if you're just too worried about it or whatever. But that's the thing. If you don't have ceiling mounts, you have to go outside, right? Because you can't really use your pull-up bar without ceiling mounts. If you're inside, say it's raining, snowing, too cold to go outside, your BGR is down to G. Can't really do a whole lot with your rings that you can't do with the grips for suspension training hanging off of a door, right? So, even Instar figured out a way to use their resistance band bar as a pull-up bar, where it's the way that it attaches sticks far enough off the door that you're not sliding up and down the door, but you can still grip the bar and do pull-ups. So I've been eyeballing that. I wish they would sell that little feature without having to buy all the resistance bands and all this stuff in their package, because I think that's really cool. Because basically your BGR will do less than a doorway pull-up bar on a door frame that can support your gym rings, right? You don't get that option indoors. You have a door anchor that I showed you. So unless you're out and about, and, one of the things about it, if you don't have a tree in your yard, which I no longer have a tree that I can use an anchor point, so I put up a outdoor pull-up bar. I had to chop my tree down that I used to use outside. You got to go somewhere anyway, but if you don't want to get out and you still want to train, you're just down to just suspension training off of a door with this piece of equipment. So maybe they could figure something out for that, unless, for those who are too uneasy about putting ceiling mounts in their home, but I think you should go ahead and do it. So really, if you already have gym rings and like a resistance band bar or a suspension trainer, unless you just want this and keep those for backups or sell them secondhand, you probably don't need to get it. Or if you just want the pull-up bar thing, use your gym rings, buy some carabiners, and get a resistance band bar for $30. And you have that. So, I mean, for a lot less money, you can get the same functionality and portability by adding to what you already have and making it work, you know. So, given that, if you don't have anything and you can get it at the 20% off price, yeah, it's probably worth it. If you already have stuff, unless you just want it, I hate to say it, but I really can't recommend it. It doesn't really, you know, like I said, what you're mostly paying for is not the bars, the grips, or the rings. It's you're paying for this, and, you know, this adds the extra step if you're outside of a tree swing strap instead of just throwing gym ring straps over the branch itself, you know. So I really don't know. I mean, like I said, I like the product. I like the company. I like the guy who put this thing together. I like what they're doing. I like the fact they're trying to put a whole lot into one product. I think it's executed very well. I just think for the price and for the limitations, if you can't get out and about, that you're really just stuck with suspension training off of a door, I think they need to kind of figure out how they can work around that to give it more of its own functionality, you know, absent any sort of drilling holes in your ceiling, which, again, you shouldn't care. If you're going to invest this much into this product, go ahead and, even if you rent, and, you know, plug the hole later. But, yeah, I mean, it's good quality. These things are solid, not worried about it, like I said. But I just don't know that you need to have it if you already have a suspension trainer, which you can get for $50. It's you see my comparison video with a $50 suspension trainer versus the TRX. It's not, yeah. And you already have gym rings that you can get between $30 and $50, and, you know, a couple of carabiners and a resistance band bar that you can get for $30 to $40. Or you can get the one from Dick's for like $26, $27. So I don't know. If you already have some of all this stuff, you can do the same thing with what you already have. So it comes down to, are you just so overly burdened with, you know, dangling ring straps, or do you like the idea? But like I said, this, not much faster setting up than a cam buckle. I just don't know if that's worth the cost to you or not. Plus, these are easy to replace. Like I said, I don't foresee anything happening to this, but if this goes, your system's gone. You know, you're stuck with a resistance band bar and this thing that you might hook to your gym ring straps that you already own anyway, you know, and rings that designed to, you know, attach to the carabiner on the recoiling unit, but unless you just cut that off, you know, because I haven't seen them sell these things separately. So if one of these goes, you have to rebuy the whole thing, and you just get. So I don't know. There's a lot of things to think about. Like I said, I don't foresee that breaking, but if it does, you know, and is that versus just dealing with a cam buckle, and, you know, is it worth that much more money? That's going to be up to you. But I can say this: I like the company, like the direction that they're going with trying to pack a lot into one piece of equipment. It's high quality. This thing is. The rings are comparable to every other rings. The resistance band bar is comparable to others on the market. Tree swing straps and door anchors, yeah, not any better or worse. Same with the grips. So you got to decide that for yourself. I don't regret purchasing it for the price that I purchased it, but I don't know that I'm going to really work it into what I'm using. It may go to a patron or something. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. Good product. Don't know if you need it. That's going to be up to you and your preferences. So if you liked the video, found it helpful, please click the like button. If you didn't like the video, click the dislike button. Don't care either way. If you want to support us at Theology Geek Fitness, you can become a subscriber and even become a patron by going to patreon.com/theologygeekfitness. Appreciate you watching the video. We'll see you in the next one. God bless.